Hello everyone and welcome back to the Enemy Within campaign for the A-10C2 in DCS World. As you can see, things are looking a little bit different today. So on the back of the previous mission where we captured one of the higher ranking CLA leaders, we now know where their main arms base is. It is somewhere we've seen before. It's where Schaefer was captured and where we rescued him earlier in the campaign. And we're going to strike it, and this time we are going to strike in the middle of the night. Since we can now choose exactly when we're attacking, we're going for when we have the advantage, because the CLA don't do too well at night. Their AAA can't really see anything, and their rather low-grade MANPAADS aren't really able to lock on anything they're not pointed directly at, and it's hard to point at something you can't see in the first place. Us, meanwhile, we have our targeting pod with its infrared scanner, and we also have night vision goggles. On this mission, we are armed with 4 laser-guided bombs, 14 rockets, and 2 Mavericks. We are joined by our wingman, who is as helpful as ever, as we'll see, have an overhead predator drone, keeping an eye on things, and we've got Colt, a wing, that is the Polish F-16s, coming in to do the initial strike. So after faffing around a bit to try and turn the power and the lights on in a pitch black cockpit, managed to get up, and so let's jump straight to the action.
So this is the last large concentration of enemy forces? Yeah, it seems to be. After destroying it, the CLA will be left with an odd truck or two, an APC, but we still have to catch their mastermind. What about that guy within the Georgian government that helped the CLA all along? Yeah, him too. Alright, let's get through the game plan once again, shall we? 2, ready. Once we get on station, we're going to wait for the rest of the assets to arrive. At Rolex, Colt 11's going to engage and destroy the comm tower and the local power plant. Roger. Once that happens, we're expecting the enemy to move out their mobile assets. Any remaining tanks, artillery pieces, APCs, you name it. They're going to try to hide them in forests or other villages. This is where we'll get in and engage them. Pontiac 1-1 is going to point out targets for Colt 1-1 and us. 2. No changes to the flight level ownership? Negative. Flight level 220 and above is Colt 1-1's. 160 for Pontiac 1-1, and everything below 160 is ours. 2. We're going to stay on station until we're relieved by Dodge 2 flight. They'll do the mopping up and cover the arrival of the Georgian ground troops. Questions? 2, all clear. Pontiac 1-1, Overlord, request update on the AO. Overlord, Pontiac 1-1 update. Tango 1, 2 times 23. Grand Lima November 145, 681. Tango 2, 3 APCs. Grand Lima November 142, 683. Tango 3, 2 Grad Launchers. Grid Lima November 146, 684. Tango 4, 5 fuel trucks. Grid Lima November 139, 682. Tango 5, 3 trucks. Grid Lima November 155, 680. 2, did you get all of that? Overlord, roger, all actors stand by. Overlord to all players, Rolex, Colt 1-1 cleared hot on your targets. Overlord, Colt 1-1 copies. In hot against primary. Colt 1-1, bombs away.
So Colt goes in and drops his GBUs. You can see them nicely going in here over the compound down below.
Colt 1-1, power plant destroyed. Anchoring southeast from the AO at site level 250. This is Colt 1-1. Good hits on the comm center. Oh, there goes the tower. Dodge 1-1, Overlord, you are cleared hot. Engage targets by priority. And Overlord, Dodge 1-1 copies, clear to engage targets.
Start off by targeting the AAA positions here. So I've already spotted one on the roof and marked it with a TGP.
Hell yeah.
I then nice and easily get a Maverick lock, and that's Rifle 1.
Ready to engage targets of opportunity. Colt 1-1, Overlord, stand by for mark from Dodge 1-1. Overlord, Colt 1-1, roger.
Briefly see the Maverick sliding across the frame there. I'll take out the ZU-23 and both
Infantry. 1-1 to all actors. Tango 3 has started moving.
And then as I get that alert, I'm already going in on the second ZU-23, try and get a lock. I'm a little unsure over whether I've got a positive lock here, so I retarget and then relock, then pull off and order my wingman to engage any remaining air defences.
2. Engage air defences.
Really just in case there's anything I missed. But there he says there aren't any, so I just send him after the armoured targets, which is the next priority. While he's engaging those moving APCs, I try looking at the Grad Launchers, which were Tango 3, which are on the move. So the APCs start moving, but I do locate the 2 Grad Launchers making their way east out of the complex. My laser guided bombs and go in for a diving attack. Partially doing this at such a low altitude because again there is cloud cover quite low above the facility, and partially just because I was already really close to them and so wanted to have a short range drop. And turn around, target the second one, lead it a little bit with the dropping, and then get a nice shack on that one too.
This is Pontiac 1-1. I confirm Tango 3 is destroyed. This is Pontiac 1-1. Be advised, Tango 2 has entered the road heading west. The APCs has just left the village.
So my wingman's still trying to engage these guys, the APCs. I come in, decide to target the middle APC. Going again for a diving attack. I think I probably could have done with having a bit more altitude for this one, really. Release it. Laser pings well. But the bomb just falls behind, but luckily since I was targeting the middle APC, I do get a pretty decent hit on the one behind.
Outside garage. Grid, Lima November 14768. Running in. Oscar Mike, entering the road. 2, missile away. Overlord to all actors, this is a priority target. And Colt 1-1 Dodge 1-1. 2, engage targets of opportunity. Colt 1-1 copies. We're in hot.
So tanks on the way, I send in Colt 2, and there goes my wingman, once again crashing into the side of a mountain. Only a couple of ordnance spots.
Heads up to tally enemy MANPAADS. Exiting the building with 4 panels on the roof. Grid, Lima November 14668
Pontiac 1-1 to all actors. Good hits. MANPAADS destroyed.
And before I can even see the MANPAAD, we already get a good hit from Bolt.
We have one bogey that has just entered the Georgian airspace. A helicopter moving east.
And Overlord Dodge 1-1 copies.
Dodge 1-1. Calls 1-1. We're at the end of the shore and need to RTB.
And Colt 1-1 Dodge 1-1 copies.
So I spend some time trying to find the tanks, but get no luck, so just decide to go in on the static fuel trucks, which are one of the secondary targets.
Tango 2 has just left the road. It's turning northwest towards the forest.
Pull up! Pull up!
I've got no idea where the APCs are at this point.
Pull up!
But
Pull
do
up.
get a nice rocket run on the fuel trucks. And turn back in, slightly different angle. You can see them just lit up with the street lights there.
Pull up! Pull up!
First rocket is a direct hit, second misses by a couple meters,
Altitude,
third one
altitude.
direct hit. And then roll back in on the remaining ones.
Pull up! Pull up!
Get a nice direct hit there and go for guns for the last one. That's all the fuel trucks. Still no sign of the tank at this point, so I go in on some infantry and trucks, which are our final target. They're again stationary just in front of the apartment buildings here. And still have a few of my rockets, so decide to go in for a rocket pass here. Not the best angle for it,
Pull up! Pull
but I
up!
fire off a few.
Altitude!
And then
Altitude!
follow up with guns. Get rather low there, that was very risky, but managed to get
Pontiac
shots.
1-1. Enemy tanks have just left the compound, heading west on the road.
So that call out at least let me know that the tanks are heading west, gave me some idea of where to look. Still I couldn't see anything on my pass, so I go in again on these
Pull up!
targets.
Pull up!
Mark them with TGP, and then just took note of the relative positions. So that's Tango 5 destroyed.
Be advised, the bogey is entering the AO. Monitor, but do not engage.
And Dodge 1-1 copies. Monitor target. Weapons hold.
And then finally, searching on the road, I spot the T-55 moving out of town. It's got a fair distance away than I thought it would be. I go and try dropping a bomb, but once again the bomb misses. I think I just didn't get enough lead here. So giving up on the bombs, well now that I'm out, I go in with guns. Get some really good hits there, not quite destroying it, but enough to make it panic and leave the road. So then I can go back in on a now stationary tank
Pull up! Pull up!
Pontiac
and
1-1.
take it out.
Both T-55 destroyed.
And so at this point, that's everything except the APCs.
Landing at Tango 1's location.
And this helicopter decides to turn up.
Say again, do not engage. Let him take off.
Dodge 1-1 copies.
Pontiac 1-1, be advised, Bandit is taking off. Dodge 1-1, Overlord. Wait for the helo to leave the compound and then engage. Say again, clear hot when the helicopter leaves the compound.
Dodge 1-1 copies. We're cleared hot on the MI-8 once it clears the compound.
So now dive in, can just see a tiny little dot here is the helicopter. Go to air-to-air mode. Do have the single Sidewinder, and so there's Fox 2.
Pontiac 1-1, MI8's going down.
And thankfully do get a splash with my one and only
Good
Sidewinder.
job. Dodge 1-1, Dodge 2 flight is on their way to relieve you. Remain on station, clear to engage targets of opportunity.
So I don't really see much left that's alive, but I do spot a single infantryman here around where the fuel trucks were, just kind of hanging out next to burning trucks. Not the best move on his part. And so I decided to go in.
Pull up, pull up.
Managed to injure him with a 30mm round, but then second round finishes him off.
Dodge 2-1, Overlord, roger. Anchor over the target. Break. Dodge 1-1, you're clear dark.
And Dodge 1-1 copies. Show us RTB at this time.
This MI8 pilot was either really brave or crazy, landing in the middle of a battle zone like that.
Or he had orders to pick up somebody who was super important. Since the hip was destroyed, we're going to find out who that was pretty quick, I think.
Roger. In which case it was a good call from Overlord to let them land and pick up the cargo.
Indeed.
So once again, really quite an interesting mission, something very different, and once again let down by the AI flying into the side of a mountain. I really haven't done much night flying at all, and so that was good fun. TGP sees just as well at night as it does during the day, so that's always nice to have. And the reason I wasn't using the night vision goggles much is because even the HUD would then just blind me, so I could only really see out the side. I was from time to time flicking them on and off, but really just to look to the side to see where the mountains were. In terms of battle damage assessment, we got a total of 36 ground units, including the MANPAAD, of which I got 24, and then I got the splash on the helicopter to boot. Oh, if you like this, do consider leaving a like and subscribing if you want to see some more of this kind of content. And until next time, all of you take care and be kind to each other. Cheers!